Additional music, like totally
Hey nerd kids, Daddy's home, and this month he's brought a bunch of robotic presents for everyone from his latest work trip.
Oh,
I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Hi.
Welcome to Animates for the month. Daddy here, Winji Ikari, joined by the star of Apple Plus's latest series, Robot Wars, who stars with Queef in a Spoon, Quinnifer Aniston.
Oh, we're off to such a good start.
Thank you.
Hi. I'm not sure I'm entirely comfortable with having anything to do with Queef in a Spoon.
The Automa matron of honor, Jillatron 3000.
Okay, that's slightly better.
Yeah, that's good.
And the row your boy, she's cool, Amy.
No, if you're the daddy, someone's got to be the mummy.
Okay. Mama Butt's here, and she's ready to cuddle and coddle.
I don't know, I'm with Missy on this one. What the fuck am I watching?
Is everyone in the chat over 18? Because I don't know where this is going.
Hi, Casper.
Casper
always
loves
needs
it.
a mummy.
Casper's into it. This month is all about robots and things with wires in them and all that kind of thing. We'll be exploring reboots and stupid 80s cartoons that are kind of dumb, and beautiful animated masterpieces and other things like that. We'll also be taking a look at the month of animation that was, as well as what you can watch coming up in Christmas month as Daddy Santa comes to visit down your chimney. I'm on a daddy turn. I don't know.
You are.
Look,
I'm caught.
Daddy
I'm
Santa
caught
may
in a
not be
trap.
far off. I don't know if you guys have seen that Norwegian Christmas ad with Santa that gets a boyfriend. I'm like, yeah.
And whether he's coming down the chimney or something else, I don't know. But
Daddy Santa.
Now, of course, every month your favorite animated mates discuss some classic and otherwise cartoons and anime that relate to a topical theme. This month, if Quinny will share Willy Cerner's screen.
Yes, there you go.
Oh wait, the screen share.
Oh, that one. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Sorry.
It's robots, which is exciting.
Domo-arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Daddy Roboto.
Hang on, what's Japanese for dad or daddy?
Otosan.
Otosan Roboto.
No, that doesn't sound right.
No, sorry.
Now, of course, we can't do Animates without, the trials and tribulations of working out, who's going first, who wants, I know everyone wants Jill to go first because, she's great. And maybe Amy after that because she's also great. And then, we just bring up the rear as always with a load of rubbish.
Way to make that creepy.
Well, for once, I was not doing that. That was you.
No, that was me. Sorry, that was.
But of course, that means that we need to gamify your animation.
Good.
And this month, we're playing a classic game show that I think everyone will love.
I'm excited. What is it, Will? Come on.
There's an opening credits sequence. Okay?
Oh, good. Okay. Right. Okay. Good. Oh, and there's music. Do I get to dance now? Okay. This is a terrifying amount of work that you put into this.
Yeah. This is beautiful.
It's Willies and Billies.
Yay!
Why is it so good, Will?
Oh, thank you. I have a lot of spare time. Willies and Billies is, of course, a game where we deal with Willies and Billies, also known as words and bumbers, or numbers for those of us who don't have a lisp. Where, of course, we find words and numbers. Of course, this month, everything loosely relates to the theme of robots. So while you're playing along at home, think like a robot, feel like a robot.
I don't believe that robots are capable of feeling, but there you go.
Round 1 is the Willy round.
Oh, good.
In the Willy round, you'll be given 10 letters, and
I like
you'll
that
have
Amy's
to-
gone. She doesn't even want to have anything to do with the Willy round.
It's all over. It's been 9 minutes and it's done.
Oh, right.
In the Willies round, you'll be given 10 letters, and you'll have to unscramble the letters to make the longest word you possibly can out of the letters
Ooh,
that are
shit.
there.
okay.
This is more worrying and complicated than I'm concerned about.
But did the graphics tastefully put liberal Larry Emder agenda in the background?
Good. Oh,
In Comic Sans.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The graphic
think so.
designer in me is crying, but whatever.
Here's our letters and numbers board. Now, of course, to do this, you need to have a random assortment of consonants and vowels. So I will choose, of course, completely at random.
Of course, completely at
Mhm,
random. Totally.
mhm.
I think let's start with a consonant.
Okay.
It's an R. It's an
Mhm.
R. Let's go with vowel. Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Wow. Okay.
I'll try a consonant.
It's going to
Can I
be
have
a
a
B.
consonant? Oh,
It's
It's
a
Rob.
B.
He's in the chat right now.
Thanks, Willy.
Shout out, Rob.
Yep.
Okay, I'll try a vowel. It's an O. Crazy. A
I
consonant.
predict a T. Ooh.
Oh, it's a T. Crazy.
Can I have a consonant?
Predicted.
I'm gonna try a consonant.
Yeah, I thought.
Okay,
you
it's a
might.
D.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll try a vowel. It's an O.
Okay. Now I'm
let's-
scared.
Let's try an N. A consonant. Oh, it's an N. Crazy. And another consonant. Oh, it's a G.
Gee.
Gee whiz. And
Yeah.
let's go one last consonant. Oh, it's an S. Great.
Okay.
So there is a random assortment of letters, totally not
Uh-huh.
prepared or planned in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. You have 30 seconds to unscramble the words and make a new word out of them. The person
Wait,
with
what?
the longest word wins.
Oh.
Use the letters of the word robot dongs to make another word, as long as you can make it.
Okay.
Is it a single word or like two
Any
words?
word. It doesn't.
Any
it's
word.
not-
This is up to
Any
you to
word
make
that
it.
you can make out of the letters of that word of assorted letters.
Now I need to have a piece
Now
of
you
paper
have
to
30
write shit
seconds.
down.
Starting.
Oh,
Oh.
fuck. Okay.
30 seconds. No.
Oh no.
Longest word you can make out of the
So
letters.
just the chat
in a
watching us
robot.
in deep thought
Yes.
for 30 seconds.
I know.
Okay. Robot dongs, David Quinn, what did you come up with out of that assortment of random letters?
I came up with Groot. No.
Groot. Okay. Interesting. How
Oh.
many letters is that? That is 5 letters.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't good. I'm not going to lie.
That's okay. Amy, what did you come up with?
I got stoned, Will. I got
Yeah,
stoned.
spell that for me.
STONEED.
There's no
No,
E.
E!
Oh, sorry. Boston was my
Stone.
other one.
Which
Oh,
one?
what?
Boston.
Wow.
Boston.
Shit.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
a 6.
that's a good
That's a
one.
6.
Yeah.
Amy's winning.
Oh,
Jill,
that's bad.
what did you come
My
up
bad.
with?
Strong.
Nice.
Strong, STR, and that's also a 6.
Mm.
So we'll just go with Amy first because I'm in charge. And of course, the
Sure.
ultimate word you could have done because, word genius here. The correct answer, if you will, the longest word you can make out of it is, of course, root snob.
Root
Oh.
snob.
Someone
God
who's
damn
snobby
it.
about their roots. They're
Yep.
not
I-
excited about coming from Tasmania, let me tell you
It's one
that.
of those British slang things.
Mhm.
Also, I do believe that Groot is in fact a root snob.
That too. Root snob.
Wow.
So we'll be back with more Willies and Billies. We'll be back for the Billies round after Amy has her-
Okay.
All right. Okay.
This was
Should have done
amazing.
some
And
preparation over here.
you didn't expect to be first up, did you?
Actually, Missy, in the Wilsonary, root snob is one word.
It looked
it
like 2 words. There was,
hyphenated?
yeah.
No,
Maybe it's
not.
hyphenated. That makes it
it's
one
just one
word.
word. It's just one word.
Root
All right, I'll be
snob.
with you in just a second.
That's okay. We're
Trying to get it to do full screen, but it's not happening again.
Uh-huh. Yeah. This is that fun
A
thing that
classic
we learn.
shenanigan.
Uh-huh. Now
Let me know if we
I'm-
need to go straight to the Billies round.
No, I'm just really
There's
jealous of
no
anyone
need
who
for
got
that.
Boston. Boston was really good.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
Yeah.
I wish there was an
Predicanga,
E.
Don't predetermine what I'm going to do. It's mean
Okay.
and it makes me feel bad.
Okay.
All right.
Drongo was also a good word.
Yeah. God
Yeah.
damn it. All these things that I'm just not as good at. Okay.
So,
I think we're ready to roll.
yes.
Okay.
Physically, emotionally, no.
Okay.
Okay,
Should
everyone
we all
hug
prepare
Amy.
ourselves?
Everyone hug Amy virtually
Here.
over the screen.
Yeah,
Sweetheart.
where do I put my hands?
And
Behind your
I feel
there
better.
we go.
Yeah. Okay. Right. There you
Okay.
go.
Oh, you can get rid of Willie Sterner.
I'm trying, and at the moment he's being very strange. There. Okay.
Nope.
There.
Wrong window.
Hang on.
No,
That's a
that's-
strange. There you go.
There we go.
Fantastic. All right. E.T., but make it robots.
Yay.
Set during the Cold War in 1957, the Iron Giant centers on a lonely young boy named Hogarth, who forms an unlikely friendship with a giant alien robot. The recent launch of Sputnik 1 is the talk of the town, meaning that the crash landing of an enormous potential weapon with unknown loyalties would be met with even more fear and hostility than usual. Given that this 50-foot tall robot knows nothing of Earth or humans and needs to frequently consume large amounts of metal, his presence doesn't go unnoticed for long, and chaos ensues. In times of extreme military suspicion and political paranoia, Hobart hopes to hide and protect the misunderstood giant from government forces set on hunting him down. The film explores themes of reaction to the unknown, life versus death, and the choice of identity. The fictional town of Rockwell, Maine, and the US Bureau of Unexplained Phenomena introduce us to a host of interesting characters, from charming and suave to misguided and reprehensible. Hogwarts Hughes is an intelligent, curious, and lonely 9-year-old who comes to consider himself the luckiest boy in America and upon rescuing and befriending his very own giant robot. Hoedown explores his morality and sense of justice and is compelled to help the alien remain safe and undiscovered despite overwhelming circumstances.
What is this child's name?
Don't worry about it. Hopscotch is primarily voiced by Eli Marienthal, with Mary Kay Bergman specifically covering his screaming and sleeping vocals. He's got a specific voice actor for screaming and sleeping. I wish I did.
Good.
I wish that were me. The Iron Giant himself is a towering, metal-eating robot from space. Also uncannily stealthy. He's just one of those giant robots that can sneak up behind people. It's amazing. Of unknown origin and created for an unknown purpose, the giant has a surprisingly gentle and childlike demeanor, which is encouraged under Hogan's mentorship. However, his programming causes him to involuntarily react defensively and violently to anything he recognizes as a weapon. The story follows his discoveries of what constitutes a soul, the power of friendship, and the influence of destiny. The giant's voice was originally going to be electronically modulated, but a deeper, more resonant and expressive voice was favoured, and so of course they hired Vin Diesel.
See, I was looking ahead. I said Groot.
Yeah. Yep, he's anyone who's got a limited vocabulary and is adorable in an unexpected way, it's Vin Diesel. This story follows...
Accurate.
I already read that. I already read this. They hired Vin Diesel. A beatnik artist and junkyard owner, Dean McCoppin is an uncommonly open-minded and laid-back guy in his small-town community. An outsider himself, he makes the perfect accomplice to Horace and the Giant. His junkyard serves as the robot's all-you-can-eat buffet and hiding place. Dean has one of the best character introductions that I've ever seen, immediately endearing him as exactly the confidant our protagonists need. I should just slow down.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's all good.
Singer and musician Harry Connick Jr. lends his voice to this role. Hobnob's mother is Annie Hughes, the widow of a military pilot. She works long hours as a diner waitress, doing her best to be a loving and supportive single parent. This unusual portrayal of a mother is refreshing in that she is youthful, playful, and raises her kid with a reason and respect rather than blind authority. Jennifer Aniston's voice suits this character perfectly. A corrupt government official sent to investigate the strange goings-on since the aliens' arrival, Kent Mansley is our main antagonist. He relentlessly interrogates Hot Dog about the giant rumours, even renting the spare room in the Hughes home. I'm fine until you laugh. In the Hughes home in order to keep an eye on the boobs. I mean, boy. He is arrogant, cowardly, and ruthless, and has the power to call in an army once he discovers proof of the perceived threat. He's an insufferable Kent, and voiced by Christopher McDonald. The Iron Giant was Brad Bird's directorial debut even. His previous work included episodes of The Simpsons, and he went on to create The Incredibles, Ratatouille, Tomorrowland, and more. In 1998, during production of The Iron Giant, Bird's older sister Susan was shot and killed by her estranged husband in a murder-suicide. While coping with her death, Bird decided to adjust the story to include a message of anti-gun violence and dedicated the film to her. This Warner Bros. Film development began in 1994 as a musical with the involvement of The Who's Pete Townsend. But this was adjusted once Bird signed on as director and hired Tim McCanlies as a writer in 1996. The financial failure of the studio's previous effort, Quest for Camelot, left the Iron Giant production team with a fraction of the resources, time, and budget of similar projects, making the subsequent masterpiece all the more impressive. The film was made using traditional animation, with some CGI used to animate the giant and other effects. The expressive design and facial expressions are some of the most compelling features of the movie. Marion Thol's performances as Hogwash were taped and used by animators to enhance the range and charm of his appearance. The story was based on the 1968 novel The Iron Man by Ted Hughes, who wrote it to comfort his children in the wake of their mother Sylvia Plath's suicide. Hogarth is named after both Ted Hughes and acclaimed artist Bern Hogarth. Michael Kamen composed the film's score, which was performed by the Czech Philharmonic Orchestra. The Iron Giant won the Annie Award for Music in an Animated Feature Production on November 6, 1999. Don't know why I had the full date in there. Nobody cares about that.
I
Thorough.
Yes.
This movie significantly underperformed at the box office, grossing $31 million worldwide against its budget of $50 million, due to poor marketing for animated projects after Quest for Camelot. Nonetheless, it was praised and awarded for its story, animation, characters, and voice performances. In the 23 years since its release, The Iron Giant has gained a cult following and is now regarded as an animated classic. In 2015, an extended remastered signature edition was released, including deleted scenes and a production documentary called The Giant's Dream. The Giant himself makes Easter egg appearances in the recent WB productions Ready Player One and Space Jam: A New Legacy. There are many examples of stories featuring similar themes to the Iron Giant since its release, and one that comes to my mind is Jojo Rabbit, where a militant young boy is faced with the question of his own ethics in the face of overwhelming odds to protect a misunderstood individual from the consequences of widespread xenophobia. Fewer robots, though.
Slightly more Hitler.
Slightly.
Slightly more Hitler.
Just a
And,
heads up, tonight's episode is rated R.
That's a bit late, but it's
I was going to say, dude.
it's
That
too
horse
late now.
bolted.
They've seen everything.
I've seen it all.
An art book was released in 2016, which showcased the concept art and storyboards. There are also toys and figurines available based on the giant, including a 2-scale replica of the screw from his ear.
I just realized I desperately want that bust.
I knew you were going to say that. It's like, should I just order this for him like now? Anyway,
Damn it.
for what I'm doing to you, you know.
Yeah, you're hurting.
The message of this film hold relevance far beyond its 1950s Cold War setting. The story of Homer and his giant robot friend instills that prejudice is the enemy of progress and that we can each choose to be the hero in our own way. This movie has a soul, and souls don't die. And that's all.
Jesus. Okay. Yay.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
I wasn't prepared for the
Yeah.
last bit.
It does. Yeah, I just got like...
It's a good movie. It's got emotions.
Yeah.
It's overflowing with frigging emotions. I just didn't expect it from the PowerPoint presentation.
I felt a bit bad because it was like I was making jokes about Hogarth's name, and then it was like suicide, murder, suicide. Yeah, just
Yeah.
throw that in there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. It wasn't
Just
about
changing
face
tone.
on tone, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. There was a lot in there that I'd never heard before and didn't know, and I actually really appreciate that.
Yeah, I was surprised about the musical pitch.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
And now, did Brad Bird direct The Rocketeer, or was he just like involved
No.
in that? Because that was before, right?
He was involved with it, but the Rocketeer was Joe Johnston, who
Right,
then
right,
went
right,
on and
right.
did Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm just confusing the two of them. And
Yeah.
Brad Bird had nothing to do with The Rocketeer.
I'll find out.
Yeah, well, somebody can Google madly while we look at it. That was great. I love that film. I love that film so goddamn much. And
That's great. I
I
hope
did
they
love that.
never do a horrible reboot of it.
It's one of those
You
things
know
that
they're going to.
Yeah, when they show up, when he shows up in like Ready Player One or you know something else, there's always this little part of me that's like, no, just leave it alone. Let it be the thing that it is.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could make a beautiful another version of it at some point. It just depends like whether they will or not.
Yeah. And I don't know when Shinji gets in the Iron Giant, but I'm pretty sure that is what happens in Space Jam.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't think Evangelion quite made it into Space Jam.
No.
Everything else
Hope
did.
not.
And Just
Okay.
Angela said we still need more Rocketeer. Well, there absolutely
There is a
should be more
preschool
Rocketeer.
Rocketeer series.
It
so
is on Disney Plus, and it's
Get
That's right.
get watching it.
hmm,
Maybe.
Just because, or is it actually good?
No.
it's not great.
It's for preschoolers. Like it's
It's very cute, but yeah, it's an odd. It was a weird flex. It's like
it's not
that's-
yeah.
this is not a concept that goes with preschool audience. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's not something that you go like, I know what the fan base of The Rocketeer will be excited about. A preschool show, and preschoolers will totally be like, The Rocketeer, great.
Yeah, not a lot of that.
Odd choice.
Yeah.
By the way, Brad Bird does not have anything to do with the Rocketeer.
Okay, cool. I'm an idiot. That makes sense.
And Dion asked the question: where does Shinji get into the robot? That's
Right up
Yeah.
the Roboner.
Ant-Man and Thanos style.
injected via an arrow. Anyway, do we have another game?
I believe it's time for round 2 of Willies and Billies.
Yay!
Now, am I allowed to participate in this round?
No, because you've already.
No.
But
Unless you want to go again.
But of course, one of our mates and perhaps someone at home has a chance to win a fabulous prize tonight in our final conundrum.
Prize fabulousness not guaranteed.
Hey,
Well,
no,
that's
you
rude,
never know.
but okay. Yeah. Round 2 is, of course, the Billies round, or as they call it in France, bumbers or numbers.
Good.
So I hope everyone's math skills are.
Oh, shit, we're doing maths now?
Oh, it's math time, baby.
I'm going to get my calculator.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bother. I'm going to be perfectly honest.
Okay. Hit us with it. Oh, sorry, go, Joe.
You notice we have
Okay.
flashing game show lights this week.
It's very impressive.
In the Billies round, there are 9 numbers that will come up, some large, some small, that will be chosen at random, of course.
Yeah.
And you will get a target number, and you have to use the numbers there and use your maths to get as close to the target number as possible. Whoever's closest will win. And of course, our maths genius, Willy Sterner, will be there to give us the solution afterwards of how you can do it perfectly.
Thanks, Willy Sterner. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, why don't we pick some numbers? There's 9 of them, so why don't we have 8 small and 1 big? Okay, sure thing.
Okay,
cool.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong thing. It's a 0.
Okay.
1.
Right.
0.
Yep.
1. 1. 1. 1. 0. And the large? 69.
Yep.
And your target number, chosen completely at random, is 691. And you have 30 seconds to get to 691 using those numbers, or as close as you can using those numbers.
Wait, I got to do what?
You got to try and get to 691 using your math skills with the numbers that are there. So you can add and subtract and multiply and divide all those numbers as much as you like, and try to get to 691.
Do we have to use all of the numbers?
No, you can use whatever numbers.
Well, Dion's just done the maths for me in the chat, so I'm going to say 69 times 10 plus 1. Done.
Well, there's no 10 there, so that doesn't work.
Yes, there is. There's 1 and a 0 next to each other. 10.
That is not a 10. That is a 1 and a 0. They are separate numbers. It's not how that game works. Anyway, 30 seconds starting now. Stop being a poop.
I'm so glad I don't have to do this one.
There is no 10.
Where are all the numbers gone?
Use the 10.
It was 10,1121. I'm not. Yeah. Beep boop beep boop boop boop.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop.
Okay. How'd you go, Quinny? How close did you get? Considering there's no 10, I will not allow any 10s to be used. There are 1s, there are 0s, and there is a 69.
Okay, so there's 1 plus 1 is 2 times 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3, which, I've got nothing. I literally have no numbers whatsoever. I'm actually going to say that Jill got it right first time, as did Dion with the 10, because there's some bullshit on that number.
I'm just going to put the 1 behind the 69, and that gives me 691.
Now, of course, you'll remember at the start of the show, I did tell you to think like a robot. And of course, Willy here has the solution if you think like a robot. What you want to do is take the 69, and then you add in, what you want to do is get the binary code. The binary code.
0, I came up with nothing
1,
on the binary
0,
code.
0, 1, 1, 1. And that will graft the 1 to the 69 and give you 691.
Oh, you got to rearrange
Didn't
the
I
code.
just say that? Didn't I just say put the 1 behind the
Yeah, but you
69?
didn't. Yeah, but
You
you didn't
did.
do the binary code to use
Oh,
it.
I did it in my
Yeah, come on,
head.
Jill.
Anyway,
it was very impressive, and I think Jill has definitely won. And
I just didn't show the working out.
yeah, we all know that you don't get points if you don't show the working out.
Anyway, the point is that Jill won. So
Okay.
Congratulations, Jill.
We're all winners here.
Yeah, aren't we?
No, we're all
except
losers
for
here.
Will, because everyone's been mean because they hate maths, and Will's the only one who
Yes.
doesn't have to do the maths because he, purposely got
Look,
out.
I've gone 27 years without having to do fucking algebra, so who needs maths?
Yeah, maths is
Good point.
hard and shit, and I don't like it.
Oh, and we'll be back. Oh, also, before Jill starts, we'll be back with the final conundrum, a final word puzzle, but you have a clue to get
good.
there. That relates to robots.
Good luck for that one, Quinny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the prize puzzle, so everyone is back to.
Oh, okay.
Right. So Rob's saying that Jimmy Carr wants you as a writer.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, there we go. There is Jill's presentation.
I am talking about the Zeta Project. It is a 2001 spin-off series based off the character Zeta from Batman Beyond episode of the same name. So if anyone saw Batman Beyond, there was an episode with a android in it, and they spun off this series from that show.
Yes.
So
good.
Our characters are Zeta, an infiltration unit. Zeta, nicknamed Z. He's an infiltration unit designed to seek and destroy specific people. Zeta has the ability to holographically disguise himself as any individual that he has seen, as well as create custom appearances through mixing and matching various physical traits. Though Zeta no longer possesses the vast array of weapons that he originally came equipped with, his arms are equipped with saw blades and cutting lasers. How those are not weapons, I'll never know.
Yeah.
He also possesses a wide array of other non-lethal tools, such as handheld welding lasers and a computer interface. In addition, Zeta possesses great mechanical strength, has extensible limbs, and is capable of self-repair.
Very cool.
Next, we have Rosalie, or Ro. She is a 15-year-old orphan who joins Zeta in his quest to prove his innocence. She usually acts as a wiser, older sister to Zeta, who is often clueless about how to properly blend in with humans. She sees Zeta as family and refuses to abandon him since she owes him her life. In one episode, it is revealed that Ro has a brother. Mm-hmm. We have the antagonists, Agent Bennett and Agent West. Special Agent James Bennett, the leader of the NSA team sent to capture Zeta, he vehemently believes that regardless of Zeta's behavior, there is some sinister motive behind Zeta's sudden change in attitude, and believes that he is working with the terrorist organization called Brothers Day. Despite his supposed professionalism, he is seen to disobey orders himself when it suits him, as well as abuse his authority. Although he overhears Dr. Selig's confession about giving Zeta a conscience, there is no sure sign that he will cease to be Zeta's enemy. Agent West, a young, arrogant, and egotistical agent whose desire to prove himself only results in annoying his superiors, co-workers, and virtually anyone else he meets, to the point that Ro no longer even considers him to be a threat. He shares a last name and a similar appearance to Wally West, aka The Flash, from the Justice League animated series, who is also voiced by Michael Rosenbaum.
I'd never picked up on this shit.
A little bit of a fan theory that he might be a descendant of Wally West.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah, because for those of you that don't know, in Batman Beyond, Batman is not Bruce Wayne anymore, and Bruce Wayne's an old man. So, and the commissioner of Gotham is Barbara Gordon. So it's like all the descendants are now older people now. So yeah. There's, little sneaky fan theory in there.
Cool.
So, the plot. The story's main character, Infiltration Unit Zeta, is a humanoid robot or a synthoid designed to carry out covert assassinations on the behalf of the National Security Agency. So if you're worried about the NSA listening into your phone calls, they've got bigger fish to fry. When Zeta discovers that one of his targets is innocent, he experiences an existential crisis about goodness and the value of life. Following this epiphany, Zeta finds that he can no longer kill. The newly enlightened Zeta refuses to continue on as an infiltration unit and abandons his mission, going rogue. Zeta is pursued by a team of NSA agents, led by the obsessed Agent Bennett and aided by a 15-year-old runaway, Rosalie. The series follows the exploits of Zeta and Ro as they attempt to prove that he is genuinely non-violent, whereas the NSA agents pursuing him believe that the terrorists he was investigating before going rogue have reprogrammed him for some unknown purpose. To prove his innocence, Zeta and Ro search for his creator, the elusive Dr. Selig. So, Robert Goodman, the creator of the series, said that he had the idea for a spin-off from the Batman Beyond episode Zeta when the episode was in pre-production. His original intention was to make the show darker than Batman Beyond, and the intention was to use the original design, which you see in the before picture, with the use of laser guns, but the network pushed for a more kid-friendly, lighter approach. So Zeta's design was redone to be more relatable. As
now
a result,
Now it kind of looks like a guy grabbing his boobs, though.
it does kind of look like fingers.
I can't unsee it.
Well,
I don't know if that's kid friendly, but it is fun.
So, as a result, the decision Goodman felt was correct, and Zeta was possibly recast due to a network design for a friendlier voice. So, in the original Batman Beyond episode, he was voiced by Gary Cole, and in the series, he was voiced by Diedrich Bader.
Diedrich Bader, who then went on to play Batman in Brave and the Bold.
Yeah. So the network's directive led to the show being brightly coloured, often set in daylight, with the entirely pacifistic Zeta and somewhat less aggressive Bennett. Notably, when they both appear in the Batman Beyond episode Countdown, they are far more violent than on Zeta Project, with Zeta throwing jokers off a bridge and Bennett recklessly endangering bystanders. Underneath the surface, however, the show remained about a former sanctioned killer with plots involving extrajudicial assassinations, government cover-ups, and the basic idea of the government, as one character put it, sending infiltration units home to their wives and kids. So the robots based on Zeta's original form would appear in Justice League Unlimited, an intentional nod to the show, the start of the government's synthoid projects. And it had almost been cancelled after season 1 due to the events of 9/11. And to save it, the show had to cut the word terrorist. So you can see Brothers Day abruptly be called criminals instead when they appear in season 2. Yeah, lots of editing going on.
I didn't even realize it got a season 2, to be completely honest, which is kind of cool.
Robert Goodman planned a 4-year semi-serialized arc, partly mapped out based on The Fugitive. However, the show was cancelled in its second season at the 11th hour, with the crew unsure if the network would renew it. The show was ordered to have a cliffhanger, the death of Dr. Selig, and a robotic hand out of the water as a ratings boost, just in case the network decided to renew. But Goodman said in an interview that this made him unsure where to take the show. I also knew that if we didn't come back, the network wanted to take the show in directions I didn't want to go. I was wondering if it wouldn't be best to let the curtain go down right then and there. Which is a bit of a shame when, like, the creator is, like, you know, had enough because of what the networks are doing.
Pretty, but not altogether surprising.
But that's classic Warner Brothers for you.
A bit like what happened with Gargoyles too, when the last series, got sort of taken away from him and turned into like a kiddie kind of thing.
It's kind of
sometimes
out.
It's better. Well, it's like they say, it's better to burn out than to fade away. It's better to go out doing it the way you want to do it rather than making a shitty watered down thing.
Yeah.
Run it into the ground with maths and word problems, I see. This show will never be back.
So in 2013, Goodman finally revealed one of those directions when he tweeted that one of the twists the network wanted was that Ro would actually be a robot. Ooh, twist.
Name like Ro.
Robot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Goodman would later reveal that the show had been cancelled because he quit, saying the network's kid-friendly demands, i.e. no fighting, no bad guys, was making it impossible to produce the show he wanted or get stories through. Several episodes had natural disasters as a threat because this was what they had to use instead of villains. The final straw was that the season 3 Warner Brothers wanted was about Zeta and Ro as public good guys solving crimes together. Warner Brothers was unable to get a replacement showrunner. Surprise, surprise.
yeah, what a shock.
And-
Zeta and Ro, they're robots, solving crimes and hugging each other.
Well, Goodman made it clear that Zeta and Ro wouldn't have become a couple. Sorry to disappoint the shippers.
They're robots, right?
Well, there was quite a bit of romantic tension for an early 2000s animated show, but then again, I mean, that Batman the Animated Series did it before them, so, you know.
Yeah, and did it
Yeah.
well.
And finally, John Schneider, also known as Jonathan Kent from Smallville,
I was going to say, I know that name.
planned to create a live-action Zeta Project reboot with Robert Goodman. He originally mentioned it on his website, which was confirmed in 2020 by Goodman. These are just cosplayers, by the way, but they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
It would have been modeled after The Fugitive. It would not have been modeled after The Fugitive because Warner Brothers TV had recently done a failed reboot of it on Quibi. Say no more.
Oh no.
So it was a dirty word at the company.
I feel like Quibi should be a dirty word anyway.
Yeah. If anybody hasn't seen that, it starred Kiefer Sutherland in the title role. And yeah, unfortunately, I haven't seen it because Quibi doesn't exist anymore. But yeah. Instead, Ro was supposed to be an FBI cybercrimes agent, and Zeta would have been her partner, and they would solve tech crimes every week in a procedural. And to me, honestly, that just sounds shit and nothing at all like what the actual series was supposed to be about, which was far more interesting. Yeah. Quinny, I think you've got a link to the intro that I'd like
I tell
to
you what,
show
that is a hell
everyone.
of a conclusion. In short, it turned to shit.
It did. But for the 2 seasons that it existed, it was fabulous. And it's one of like Warner Brother Animation's like highly underrated series, I think, alongside Static Shock, which doesn't get enough love as well.
Lunatics Unleashed.
I mean, they have their legacy heroes like Batman and Superman and in turn the Justice League, and unfortunately a lot of their animated projects just like fell to the wayside with like all of the issues that I talked about with, you know, Warner Brothers being very controlling of, you know, what creators could actually do, which is not unlike the shit Greg Berlanti went through with the Green Lantern movie. That being a shit movie is the result of Warner Brothers interference. So yeah, they have a streak of shooting themselves in the foot, unfortunately. But I highly recommend looking for the Zeta Project because it was a fun show. I really enjoyed it.
And Casper has made the point.
Streaming anywhere, Jill?
I haven't looked, to be honest.
Well.
We'll look that up at some point in time. But
I'm sure everybody's sitting in front of a computer right now with Google on it, and they can do the research for me.
I do also like that Casper makes the point that they brought Static into Young Justice as well.
Yes,
which is rather cool. Okay, so we do have the Zeta Project season opening clip, I believe.
Thank you.
My name is Zeta. I was built as a weapon to destroy, but I will not destroy anymore.
What?
Bro, look out!
Get you your freedom.
Is he Inspector Gadget?
He's a fucking robot, Quinny. Of course he's Inspector Gadget.
Okay, good point, well made. Sorry, my bad. I'm just like, hang on, he's doing like some Inspector Gadget bullshit there. That's awesome.
Their
Forget that
disguise
this
was
about
terrible.
robots.
Yeah.
The
You can
disguise was
actually
horrific.
see like the through line from that to Brave and the Bold, and how like the animation style went from Batman to like Batman Beyond to that, and then to like Brave and the Bold and Batman and that kind of thing. Yeah, you can see it starting to shift into that.
Very
Style.
clean, very simplified, but also away from that darker, more film noir stuff.
Yeah,
Dion,
and
I'll ask you a
also
question.
early 2000s shoddy CGI.
Yes. Dion asked the question, which is the best Batman cartoon? Just because we are hanging off the side of Batman Beyond there. Do we have any opinions on that before we move on?
The animated series.
I'd go past animated
obviously.
series, really.
I'd say season 1 of Batman Beyond. Specifically.
Yeah, no,
I really like Batman Beyond too, though.
I feel like I haven't seen enough of it to judge.
I would say that I love
Also-
season 1 of Batman Beyond, but the animated film, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker.
Yeah.
Fucking
Also-
great.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Also underrated, Beware the Batman. Also
He's
pretty-
underrated. I quite like
Yeah,
the
it's
Not
not
bad.
bad.
Not
Yeah.
bad. Not great,
Yeah.
but I feel like it didn't get a chance to be great, possibly.
Mm.
Or as Rob says, just the entire Bruce Timm universe. Which
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
exactly.
is also
Some of
fair.
it. Some of it.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe,
that was
maybe
a
not.
violent
Maybe
one.
not the Killing Joke and
Oh,
Batman and Harley Quinn.
Not the new stuff.
Yeah.
Missy asked me how I got into it. Well, honestly, it's just extended from the love of Batman the Animated Series. All of the stuff in the late 90s and early 2000s from Warner Brothers Animation was really great. And so I gobbled all of it up. Like Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, like all of that. I was just like voraciously soaking all of that stuff up.
yeah. Same. And
the
anything that there was
Batman-
a spin-off of it, I'm like, oh, we'll have some of that. And some of that.
Yep.
If the Harley Quinn animated series counts as a Batman show, that's probably right up there as well. I love that.
That is the exception to the new stuff. That
Yeah.
show is fantastic.
It'll be interesting to see how the new Batman animated thing from Bruce Timm turns out. The Cape Crusader one. Be interesting to see how that
Oh,
goes.
because
Yeah.
that one's meant to be kind of, as they said, more Batman the Animated Series than Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
like,
like, okay.
That's a big fucking call there, guys.
Them fighting words, but all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And also Teen Titans was great too, but not
Yes.
directly.
Oh no, Teen Titans Go is way better.
Oh, well, the Teen Titans Go to the movies. Definitely.
That's
agree.
a fun one, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. Well, what have we got? Do we have another game?
We do have the prize round, which in Willies and Billies is the final conundrum.
Oh,
Oh dear.
hang on. What am I doing? There you
I
go.
hope they're not
Right.
increasing difficulty.
Yeah, because
No,
that
no, this
numerical
one-
one was all sorts
This
of fun.
one's really easy, and when you get when you know the answer, you can just buzz in and say what it is.
Okay.
And yes, some more Comic Sans going on.
Yeah, I read it.
Yeah.
If the ship of Sisyphus still has all of its congruent parts replaced, is it really an STI?
It's the ship of syphilis, to be fair.
Oh, Syphilis, I missed that.
I do like the ship of syphilis. I don't.
Ay. All right, let's play the
Okay.
game.
Okay, so here are your letters for the whatever I called the last round. The letters are best or oxes, and your clue, fun until it rusts. You have 30 seconds. Ish. Fun until it rusts. No clues in the chat. Best or oxes? Fun until it rusts.
God damn it, Dion.
What a dick. Well, I guess
Well.
someone got the answer. That's correct. Sex. Fun until it rusts.
Reiterate, the show's rated R, people.
Yeah.
Um,
My one was going to be B sex roots, but whatever.
Oh.
You don't get extra points for
Um,
more words, Quinny.
okay. Dion, feel free to email the team if they know who you are, and we'll organize getting your prize sent out to you, which this month is a ring filled with nanobots that will slowly turn you into a robot.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Brought
That's
to you
so
by
cool.
Robonia Enterprises and Willies and Billies.
So valuable.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It is
Got a whole
quite
bag of
literally
them.
made of some nondescript metal.
Good.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
And
Yeah.
what I believe is like acrylic nail covers. But
Just
anyway.
make
He's
sure
very
you take
excited.
it off before you wash your hands.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's one of those metals that will go black, and then your finger underneath it will go black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is tiny, and it
Um,
won't fit on any of your
God
fingers.
damn it, Casper, you're too good, man.
I like the Casper is right into the fucking thing of
Yeah.
getting it spot on first time. Terrifying.
No, we
No
have no
comment.
idea what you're talking about, Casper. This is a completely
No
different thing.
comment.
Yeah. This is definitely nothing to do with that
It's
show
nanobots.
whatsoever.
Quinny,
Right. Okay. so-
what are you talking about today?
Well, everybody who knows me knows exactly what I was going to talk about today. Like anyone who looks around my room, what do I have within?
Arms
Very
Yeah,
good.
what-
There you
what's in
go.
arm's
I
reach?
got some
Oh, look what
Transformers
it
there
is.
and stuff like that. So anyone who knows me, anyone does anyone want to take bets on the topic? If this is a gambling kind of show.
I feel like it's going to be some kind of real robot anime. I feel like he's really into like the realistic, drama and beautiful animation of the real robot category of anime.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually thought about that for a long time. I was actually thinking about doing Pat Labor or Pat
bet.
Labor.
Yeah,
That's one of those
I
ones.
imagine you were. Yeah.
But I'm all about the transforming things. I love me some
Mhm.
Transformers, love me all of that kind of stuff. So what else could I do? But I know we did talk about me perhaps doing the weirdest and creepiest part of Transformers, namely kiss players. The weird series where preteen girls have to kiss the robots to make them transform. Creepy as fuck.
Ever want to get sponsored by anyone?
Yep.
And you're not going to do Headmasters either.
No, no,
Oh
I'm not.
God.
That's the
Let's not
series
elaborate.
that comes after. Anyway. No, of course.
No,
Nobody's.
why?
Oh, you're
Of course, I'm doing GoBots.
Robots!
Yes. I like that
GoBots,
Dion is
oh.
like, are GoBots just inbred Transformers? Yes, Dion. Yes, they are. So, to anyone who doesn't know what the GoBots are, they came out a year
Consider
before
yourselves
Transformers
lucky.
did. Yes, basically. This is what happens when your fonts don't transfer across to the thing. So they.
You need to have them scrolling across.
I know,
the
I know,
background.
right?
Yeah, I
So
can show you how to do that.
A year before Transformers came out, a company. So when I use the word Tonka, what do you guys think of?
But Tonka
Trains.
Tonka Tonk and trains. Well,
got that Tonka Tonk.
Yes.
That was a quickly cancelled children's advertising campaign. And they're
Yeah,
like, oh, we can't
absolutely.
do that.
Yes. So Tonka originally back in the day, everyone used to remember the Tonka trucks. You'd get
Trucks, not trains.
the Tonka Tough. Yes, it was always about Tonka Tough. So there was a competition running in the early 80s between Hasbro and Tonka brought out from Japan a series of toys a year before Transformers were actually released. So this is based on the idea and a really simple premise license some cool toys from Japan, and then rework the story to make them a saleable toy line.
Yeah.
So in this case, Transformers were a toy line that was called from Takara called Diaclone and Microchange, and GoBots, or as we know them in hang on, where's the thing? In Australia, Mighty Machine Men. Because, and I am going to play this because here in Australia, for some reason, they didn't want to call them GoBots. They decided they were going to call them the Mighty Machine Men, and this is going to be the intro that everybody in Australia remembers, but nobody in the rest of the world. So here we go.
Everybody in Australia over a certain age.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Yep. Not real big on
this
lyrics.
song really sucks.
Yes.
I'll be honest, I'm becoming more and more glad as time goes on that I was born after the 80s.
I like that they
visuals
just
aren't that
keep
bad.
going up.
Challenge
So-
of the machine.
I like that GoBots is
Yes.
still the lyric of the song, even though it's called
Yeah.
Machine Man.
Yep, absolutely. So we have the beautiful Mighty Machine Men, which is funny because when they first brought them out of Japan, that's what they were called, but they just didn't sell. Nobody gave a fuck about these toys because they didn't have a storyline associated with them.
Hmm.
So a year later, they had partnered with Hanna-Barbera and made their own cartoon, which was in America called Challenge of the GoBots. And it was aired 9 days before Transformers aired for the first time.
Oh.
So cool.
So this is, even though, as Dion said, you know, they are kind of just the bastard stepchildren away from the Transformers, they're actually the ones who got there first by
Mhm.
9 whole days. And they're all about beating them to the punch. They wanted to get there early. They wanted to make sure that they did this series and got their toys out and got all of these things out ahead of Transformers and ahead
Didn't
of
have
Hasbro.
enough time to refine the vision.
Not so much. Exactly. So they, as I said, they were made by Hanna-Barbera, who made Scooby-Doo and Yogi Bear, and a bunch of other cartoons, like everybody remembers Hanna-Barbera. But there are actually some very familiar voices in there, including Peter Cullen, who is of course Optimus Prime, and Frank Welker,
That
who is
fucking
Megatron.
traitor.
Just, you know, quietly moonlighting away from that. And in fact, one of the lead characters of GoBots is actually played by Frank Welker, the extraordinarily annoying Scooter.
Which voice does he do? Does he do the Scrappy Doo voice for it? Or?
I may actually have a clip. I just need to check whether I have. Do I have the clip? No, I don't have the clip
Just
anymore.
keep going. It's fine.
Of Scooter, but Scooter has the dumbest, most annoying fucking voice that you are ever likely to see. It is so annoying. And yeah, Frank Welker just doing his thing. So the lead characters for the GoBots, and there's an interesting thing. So the story for GoBots, I've gotten caught on something, is a little different from Transformers. So in Transformers, they are sentient robots that are from, you know, a planet. You know, we all know the story of Transformers, Cybertron, all that kind of stuff. So the story is a little weird. Thousands of years ago on the planet Gobotron, there lived a race of human-like organic beings called Go Beings. Civil war erupted on the planet when the power-hungry terrorist group, soon to become criminal group, known as the Renegades, arose, led by a madman dubbed... Sorry, go.
I'm saying this is sounding very much like Transformers.
Yes, absolutely.
Despite your protestums.
Oh, well, yeah. So a renegade group led by a madman named Strond Domez, or the Master Renegade, who waged war against the peaceful Guardians. A renegade sabotage operation inadvertently results in a gigantic asteroid colliding with Gobotron. The natural disaster that results from the asteroid's impact pushes the Go Beings to the verge of extinction. However, the genius referred to as XL, Oh. The last engineer saves his people and took his experiments to replace parts of his own body with mechanical substitutes to the ultimate extent, and transferring the essences of the Go beings into large robots known as Go Robots machine men, or simply GoBots. So basically, the GoBots aren't like the Transformers in the sense that they are robots. They're actually brains just getting around in giant fucking metal suits.
They're cyborgs.
Yeah, they're cyborgs, which is slightly creepier when people ride in them.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This is reminding me of
Slightly.
that other weird thing that we saw last month or the one before
The
that.
kid
the
who turns into a car.
Yep. Yeah, I'm all
Yeah.
about weird
Yeah.
fucking transformations that are not cool.
Happy
And
topic
yes,
for your therapist.
yeah, we've talked a lot about this. But Dion brings out the character of Bug Bite, which is interesting because, yeah, one of the toys was a yellow V-dub, exactly the
Oh,
same
dear.
as Bumblebee, and everybody was like, that's very confusing. So anyway, our leader's a character. Leader 1, the Jet, who obviously has yellow sunglasses and is cool. Turbo, who is a car who has one of the coolest voices in animation, and Scooter, who is a fucking idiot.
It's got to be one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and you're going to see Scooter at his worst in a second. The bad guys. Interesting that the characters are, kind of pretty obvious. I mean, there is a cycle, funnily enough, and the helicopter is called Copter, and then you get Thrasher. So Thrasher is the black-haired one. Now, Thrasher is one that you look at and just go, oh, yeah, it's a robot. Thrasher was actually played by a female, and was kind of cool because she was as badass as any of the rest of them, but was, the female robot. And it took a long fucking time for them to introduce any female robots in Transformers at all, not until like the movie. So a little bit more progressiveness there, even though it's still shit. See? Fuck Scooter. He's an idiot and I hate him.
Oh, no. That's really
Okay.
disturbing.
Yeah. This is one of those series that you're just like, oh, no, bad times. Yeah, I'm just going back over my notes.
They just say, Scooter's an idiot and I hate him repeatedly.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Psykill. And one of the reasons that the show is often kind of said as being, the shit kids version of Transformers is the characters were just not as cool. And this is Psykill. Psykill is kind of cool. And you think, oh, yeah, he's maybe a cool bad guy. That's fine. That's how he transforms.
Oh.
I want you all to take this show seriously, please. I dare you.
He looks like a candy corn.
Why do they keep the face on there? It's
I
so
don't
weird.
know.
Why does he look like a pig on a moving spit?
I don't rightly know, sir. So the series ran for 65 episodes, and it, did okay, not brilliantly. And after a couple of years, funnily enough, the exact same year that the Transformers movie came out, the film was also released, Battle of the Rock Lords. So
This is getting much better. I
yeah.
was skeptical to start. It's great. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. So Battle of the Rock Lords was made extraordinarily cheaply and still managed to not make its money back. It introduced a whole bunch of new characters that were meant to sort of extend the life of the toy line and everything like that. And they transformed into rocks. So, yeah. What do kids love? They love playing with transforming rocks.
It was. Hey,
Yeah.
look, pet rocks back then.
Yeah, true.
You idiots back then. You guys played with rocks. Like,
It's true. And
I had
still-
actual toys, but you idiots.
Yes.
Just sticks and rocks.
You were lucky.
So, it was released by Clubhouse Pictures, and it was, in fact, the last film that company ever released.
Oh.
I bet that heritage auction listing went for a real mint.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. I bought it. They tried to spice things up, much like the Transformers movie, by bringing in some big names. So, unlike the Transformers movie, which brought in, Judd Nelson and Robert Stack and Orson Welles, their big names were Telly Savalas, Margot Kidder, and Roddy McDowell. So not exactly a
wow.
fucking who's who of animation voice actors.
Well, wait. I met Margot Kidder once. She was actually lovely. So I'm
I
gonna
know,
give
I
her
know.
a shout out from beyond the grave. Hey, Margot.
Yes. Yes, no, absolutely. Margot was lovely, and I also met her. She had some very serious mental health issues, but she was a wonderful person. Sorry, they're coming to take me away. Okay. So the
Bad
toys,
man
there you go.
slain.
There, look at those rock lords. Yeah, I want
I
toys
like
that turn into
Dion's
rock.
suggestion of just like transforming them to rocks and throwing them at people.
Yeah.
Which you could do, absolutely.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't you? Okay, so you can see that the toys were in two different size scales. So there were the shorter ones that you paid for about $4 or $5 US at the time, and then there were bigger ones, beg pardon, that were about $12. The thing that was really weird about them is that there was no particular reason why they were different sizes. So they'd have like a small version of the leader and then a gigantic version of him as well. And you're like, is this a different character? What this makes no fucking sense.
I like her a fiend. Was he a Mercedes by
dear.
any chance?
I think he may have been.
These toys look great though, like genuinely.
Well, look, I had a bug bite because I thought it was just a different version of Bumblebee. And I didn't
Bumblebee. Yep. That's probably the main one they sold because of that.
Yep, I was very, very upset. But the funny thing was they were seen as poor kid Transformers because they were cheaper and they were smaller and yes, and they didn't have faces, so fuck them. It's difficult to see there, but there is a fuck ton of them released. There were so many released of these, and most of them the little ones, but they on the left-hand side there you can see the weird standy uppy thing. Yeah, that was their rip-off of an AT-AT that happened to stand up and smile at you. They had combiners, they had all sorts of things, but they were all just a bit shit.
I guarantee you there is some desert somewhere in America that is just like a metric ton of GoBots toys have been buried there because no one was buying them.
Yes, absolutely.
Somewhere with E.T. the video game.
Oh, yes. I was going to show you just a bit of an idea as to how shit some of these things were. I was going to show you the trailer for Battle of the Rock Lords because... Yeah, you need to see this. Here we go.
GoBots, Battle of the Rock Lords.
Yeah.
There'll be no miraculous escape this time.
We've got the Guardians by surprise.
GoBots, defenders of the universe, meet their greatest challenge.
One command center going in alone might be able to get around their scanners and defenses.
From across the depths of intergalactic space come the last survivors of a once proud people, the Rock Lords. Solitary must seek the mighty GoBots and enlist their help in a desperate mission to save.
Those are rock boobs.
I'll handle this.
Sit down.
Psykill and Magma unite. Their goal is to rule the universe.
Don't do it.
Oh my god.
Yep. Anyway, I think... Oh, shit. Turbo's down, everybody.
It looks like the end for the GoBots.
It does.
The merciless enemy close in for the kill.
This is in the 80s when the idea of the trailer was, we'll show you the whole movie in 2 seconds. Yeah.
Come along on the grand adventure. GoBots, Battle of the Rock Lords.
Well, the music for that was much better than the actual cartoon theme.
Yeah, that is true. So there you go. Fuck Scooter again. There's the toy.
The scooter design is quite cute.
It's kind of
It actually is. It wasn't
Not
a
too
bad
bad.
toy. He was just a shit character.
My Barbies would love to ride that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
they
God.
Hello.
Kiki.
Unfortunately, he was one of the $4 ones, so he was tiny. Yeah. Okay. So there was a whole bunch of books and stuff that were released in 1986.
Ooh.
So my favorite
there's
thing
the
about
18.
yeah, is getting the not a book on tape or whatever, but a book on 45.
Mm.
Yeah, that was so
Cool.
cool. And then there was even a GoBots video game on the Commodore 64, and
Wow.
yeah,
Made
yeah.
it big.
If they just hit all the things, but what they are, man, I'm really annoyed. They were known as the poor man's Transformers, and now if you go searching for them, the first 10 things are GoBots, comma, the poor man's Transformers. That is just how they are referred to everywhere, and I feel
Quite
almost
reasonable.
bad for them.
Even though they were
Almost.
first.
Yeah, well, they were first, but they were shit.
Mm.
And they were always sort of seen as like, if you could, it'd be not even the poor man's Transformers. To make it worse, they were poor kids Transformers. Yeah,
That's awful.
yeah, they were the ones that if you got GoBots, your parents didn't love you as much. Yeah,
Oh dear.
These are definitely the Transformers we have at home already.
yeah, exactly. Damn it, that's it. Just lie down to transform, and it's just a bit shit. So there you go. There is my retrospective on GoBots. Go get fucked. Right.
That's
That
up
was
there with,
excellent.
and then the show turned to shit.
Yeah.
Similar ending.
Oh, actually, I did forget to say that in 1991, Hasbro actually bought Tonka entirely. And so now has the legal rights to all of the GoBots and the Machine Men, but have never used them because they're still seen as being a bit shit.
Let's be fair. What's his face is going to run out of ideas for Transformers movies soon.
Absolutely.
And they're coming. They're coming.
At one point, they used the name of the good guy, Leader One, on a totally unrelated action figure. And then they also put a character that looks an awful lot like Psykill in a Transformers comic getting killed by someone else. So there is no love there, apparently. But the funny thing is they own all of the likeness and stuff like that, but they don't own the toy designs. So they can talk about all that stuff, but they can never re-release the toys. So yeah.
I'm sure they're really crying about that one.
Oh yeah. Super upset. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Quinny. Wow, what a wonderful journey into GoBotsville.
Yay! I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Gobatron.
Yes.
Wherever, who cares?
Yeah.
Not anyone.
No, it's true.
Yeah. Well, before we move on, I would just like to say I went into the Vaults of Will this week, a mystical mountain where I keep all my deep and dark secrets, and I found this cute photo of me with some robot toys as a kid.
So yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, look
with
at you.
the Power Rangers Megazords, which is not animation, but who cares?
Yeah.
Close.
They're still
that's
robots.
very cute.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's very cute. Nice.
There you go. Fun little snippet, and one for all the people who are into small children on the internet.
Oh my god.
Just no, Will. Just no. So, Will, what was your choice for this week, or do we have to play another game to find out what your choice is?
No, we're done with the games.
Because I don't want to play any more games if you're I'm concerned.
They're great games and we appreciate your time.
Now, you may remember at the start of the show, just to keep us in an uncomfortable place for the moment, I referred to the word daddy quite a bit. And there was a reason for that. You may think, boy, well, he's weird and he looks like he doesn't shower that much, but I'm a bit uncomfortable. There was a reason for the daddy talk. Okay, let's chill a bit on the creepy Will angle here. Okay.
Yeah, calm down, everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. Rude.
Okay.
Because we're going back in time to the daddy of anime. The one that birthed all of anime from its mind and soul. You thought I was going somewhere. I didn't. I'm a good boy.
No.
I think I'm sharing a screen on. Oh, what's her face?
No, you're not. Willy Stoner is not, but
okay. Well, I'll do that then. And,
yes, I was going to say we're all out of screen shares, so you need to screen share your screen share so we can share. There you go.
And that is because we are talking about what is commonly referred to as the first anime as we know it today. Talking about the history of Astro Boy.
Yeah.
I thought I'd do a normal one for a change, just because I feel like everyone's been weirded out for enough for the evening. So.
I don't know. There's plenty of daddy issues in this one, so
that's true. There is a whole section about daddy issues. So
excellent.
That's something for everyone over here. Daddy issues, mummy issues, got you covered.
Yeah.
And arse lasers.
And arse lasers. Yeah. So Astro Boy was created by Osamu Tezuka, or Tezuka Osamu, if you want to say it correctly. He was originally a guest character in a manga called Captain Atom in 1951.
Holy crap.
Yeah, he's old. And then in 1952, the Astro Boy manga as we know it became like his own thing. Although in Japan, it is known as Tetsuwan Otomu, which means mighty atom.
Yes.
So that was one of the most sort of successful mangas, ran from 1952 to 1968. So very long running.
Jesus.
And it got put into English in 2002. Astro
The originals?
Boy, yeah,
wow.
The originals in 2002. The original story follows Astro Boy, or Mighty Atom, a young android boy who has human emotions, who's created by Tenma as a recreation of his son Tobio, who died in an accident. Eventually, Mr. Tenma realizes, hey, this kid that I built for myself is kind of robotic, and decides, not really cool with this robot hanging around, so I'm going to sell him to a circus. So he sells him to a circus run by a lovely guy named Ham Egg. Before the head of the Ministry of Science, Professor Oshanomizu, comes and takes him in as a robotic surrogate son. And
no, call him his English name.
Well, we're getting to that. We're talking about the original. We're talking about the original now. We'll get to that.
Okay.
In 1963, it basically gave birth to anime as we know it today. The big eyes, all that started with Astro Boy. It was the first half-hour animated action Japanese anime. That's him in Captain Atom in 1951.
Wow.
It's pretty cute. And then he turned into Astro Boy in 1952. Yeah. So then it turned into Astro Boy the anime in 1963. And it also went to America, and it was the first anime to go to the West. And here is the beautiful opening sequence of Astro Boy 1963.
Oh, hang on. There you go.
So Astro Boy, on your flight into space, rocket high through the sky, for adventures soon you will make. Astro Boy bombs away on your mission today. Here's a countdown and a blast of everything is so Astro Boy. Astro Boy, as you fly, strange new world you will find. Atom cells, jet propel, fighting monsters high in the sky. Astro Boy, there you go. Will you
that's the clan.
Oh, we're good.
Danger, everything is go Astro Boy. Crowd will cheer you, you're a hero as you go, go, go Astro Boy.
My mum was 5 years old when that came out, and she
Aw.
remembers fondly watching Astro Boy.
See,
Yeah.
I find that so amazing because that version, like that version of the song, is exactly the same audio, but it's the 1960 version, not the 80s version. So my mind is like, I know this, but I don't know this, and it's
Yeah. Then in 1980, it got another reimagining as the 80s Astro Boy, which is probably more well-known among some people. This is where things like Dr. Elephant being a name for Dr. Ocharzi-Mazu or whatever his name is.
Ochanamizu, which means,
Ochanamizu.
just do a quick translation, means tea water.
Aww.
I love Dr. Elephant. Dr. Elephant.
And Astro Boy 1980 is like, you know, it's some of it is like 80s cheese, and then it gets into like this really heartfelt moments as well. It's very sweet for 1980 Astro Boy.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh.
You'll notice the Animates logo because I didn't want to credit the person who also stole it off the internet.
He may be small, but only inside. Astro Boy, he is brave and gentle and wise. Stronger than all the rest. This mighty robot will pass the test. Volunteer him, so material, the amazing Astro Boy. When you need someone strong, a robot friend is there before long. Astro Boy. He will try to right any wrong. When there's danger nearby, no matter who, what, where, when, or why, he will defend us, he'll defend us, the amazing Astro Boy.
Oh, go guitar.
Yes. Oh man, I'm getting teary. Like this
What
is
a
some
cutie.
sweet nostalgia.
And that's
Fuck
like
yeah.
one of the awesome things about Astro Boy. Like it can go from like our parents' generation to our generation and to kids today as well, because it's been going for so long and it's so, you know, loved and also good, unlike GoBots.
Sorry, GoBots. Tried.
Don't be. They can't fight back.
Yeah. But the one I kind of wanted to delve a little more deeply into this week was the 2003 reboot of Astro Boy, which took it in a slightly more serious direction and imagined it as a serialized sort of storytelling version of the Astro Boy manga. It was actually made as a collaboration between East and West. So episodes of the show were written by American writers. It was co-funded between America and Japan. And they actually put enough money into it that the animation was done at a film level instead of given a TV budget, which is pretty cool.
I really have to go and watch this now.
Yeah,
'Cause
it is
I
out.
kind
It
of-
is on DVD in Australia. You can buy it, or you know, I'm sure you can stream it or whatever for free if you want.
Yeah, and I just had no idea. Like, I'd seen it. I remember it being announced and everything, but then not following it up. And now I'm looking at it. I'm like, shit, it looks great.
Yeah. So then let's take a look at the opening for this one. There were some differences between the Western one and the Japanese one. In the West, it was still in square 4:3 because I guess we hadn't moved to widescreen TVs. In Japan, it was in widescreen and HD.
Wow.
And it came out in 2003 because that is the year the original manga of Astro Boy was set. Like 2003 was the far-flung future they were imagining in 1952 or whatever. So this is the Japanese opening of the 2003 Astro Boy.
He's Batman.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm getting so many memories. I forgot about this show.
Bruton. Atlas.
So did the English version of this theme have a completely different tune? Like, was it a completely
Yeah. Oh,
separate
the
song?
American
Okay.
one was like, okay, let's rock the F out.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
So
just
the-
like, Astro Boy, rah. It's pretty cool too, but different. But Japan got like the cute song and the nice song, and America got like, it's a rock song. Rah.
We're gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Astro Boy, Astro Boy, boy, Astro Boy, Astro Boy, boy.
So I do thoroughly recommend tracking down the DVD of it if you are
Nice.
so inclined. It doesn't have the Japanese version because like the
Can you
contracts.
show that again, Will?
Yes.
Oh,
Also,
sorry.
does the-
Ah, nice. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, so the Japanese version has never made it to the West because the contract was that the Western version is in the West and it's never been dubbed or subbed or anything like that officially. So you can only watch the English version in the West.
Right.
And it does have some changes that are, supposedly for the worse, but like it's nothing too major. So like you're not missing too much.
Okay.
Yeah. So the story of Astro Boy, as I mentioned, but specifically the 2003 one I want to talk about was darker, bit more serious, with more science fiction philosophy in there, and of course the near film quality animation. So the show is set in 2003, where a variety of robots have been developed around the world and have begun working for humans. So basically it's a robo society where humans and robots work together. In the midst of this, Dr. Tenma, Daddy, disappears after trying to construct an AI robot with a heart. Professor Ochanomizu, who's called Professor O'Shea in the English version instead of Dr. Elephant.
No, you can't do that. No.
Yeah, they did it.
No.
Replaces Tenma as the head of the Ministry of Science, and in the basement discovers a boy-like robot and brings him to life and names him Astro, or Atom in Japan. Soon discovers he can fly with rocket boosters in his hands and feet and a laser in his ass. And there's a whole episode about the arse laser.
Good. I'm so glad that got an origin story.
Yeah. Well, it got more of a better origin story than in the 2009 Astro Boy CGI movie, which I won't cover today.
I was wondering.
Yeah, I was going to wonder if that was gonna
starring Nicolas Cage, which he goes, I have a laser in my butt.
Wait, Nicolas Cage is Astro Boy?
No, Nicolas Cage is Daddy.
Astro Boy is I See Dead People kid, isn't it?
Forgot about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Haley
Freddie.
Joel Osment.
No, it's Freddie Highmore It's
right. Sorry, my
Bates
bad.
Motel. Yeah. Oh no,
Oh.
that's not Bates.
Oh.
Is that Bates Motel?
I
No,
don't know.
I don't know. Who cares? And basically along the way, you know, the start of the show, he deals with robots and humans who hate robots is a theme which sort of starts popping up along the way. He soon learns that he's a robotic duplicate of Dr. Tenma's dead son, Tobio, and was shut down after seeing how discarded robots were dealt with by his father. Then the Blue Knight appears. He's a gallant robot who starts a campaign to free robots from mankind. At the same time, acetylene lamp shows up and begins fomenting racism against robots and trying to frame robots for crime to get humans to hate robots. And the Blue Knight is led to create a new nation for robots called Robotania in Antarctica. So then Lamp basically, you know, goes and these, you know, foments racism as they are wont to do. He tricks the public into thinking a house robot pushed a young girl down a flight of stairs. And yeah, gets a bit dark. So then Adam tries to convince Blue Knight and the other robots that they can, you know, live in peace with humans, all this kind of thing. They decide, no, we can't. And they discover that Robotania is not a nation that they've built in Antarctica. It's actually a spacecraft, and they go into space. So there you go. And Atom is, or Astro is destroyed in the process of that final battle. Then Dr. Tenma recovers his body and erases his memories as Astro so that he can become Tobio again and sort of keeps him in his house in kind of a creepy way. Anyway, I won't spoil the ending for you, but like everyone cries and it's beautiful and sad. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Wow.
So let's talk about some of the characters in Ye Old Astro Boy. There's Astro, who's known as Atom in Japan. He is a robot with the best artificial brain and a human-like mind, developed by the combined efforts of the Ministry of Science. By Dr. Tenma, he was modeled after his dead son, Tobio.
Such a
but
good
he's
design.
Isn't it?
Great, yeah.
Like so clean,
How
such
like
simple.
it's lasted for 70+ years. Like it's just crazy.
I mean, it's up there with Mickey Mouse in terms of like the clean simplicity of it. I dig it.
Yeah, look, there's something about a boy in black undies and red boots that really.
He's a go-go boy.
Yeah.
I've ruined Astro Boy. Sorry, everyone.
Especially when he's asleep. That's always great. Dr. Tenma is his angry daddy.
Oh, wow.
Dr. Tenma is, of course, you know, completely distraught at the loss of his son and increasingly becomes insane and desperate along the way. But he's also sends other robots and enemies to try and kill Astro, but he's doing it so that he reaches his full robo potential to power him up, and then he will finally be, you know, worthy of being his son, which is kind of
that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at him and all I'm seeing is a whole bunch of Gendo.
Yes.
Suddenly,
and
like,
not a coincidence.
No, I suddenly understand an awful lot more about what Evangelion's about and what there's some fucked up psyche in the heart of Japanese
you
culture.
have to remember like how ubiquitous Astro Boy is in Japanese culture, especially. So a ton of stuff that you don't think about is really like, you know, people who grew up with Astro Boy or Mighty Atom, and like, you know, it really does come back in various forms. This is Dr. Oshanomizu, aka Dr. O'Shea, or Dr. Elefun, if you like.
It's a good boy.
Put O'Shea in the bin. I do not like it.
He will be Elefun forever and a day.
He's the director of the Ministry of Science and sort of in various ways, rescues Astro from being abandoned by Daddy and treats him like a real son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then his little robo sister Uran, who was also called Zoran in the 80s one, I think.
In
Just
the,
Astro in a dress.
yeah, in the 80s English dub, she was Urain.
Yeah, she's also called Zoran in one of them. I'm not sure which one.
Okay.
She's Adam's younger sister robot, created by Dr. Oshanomizu. She has half the power of Astro, but she can't fly or use weapons. She loves Astro like her older brother, and he loves her too. And in the 2003 series, she can talk to animals for some reason.
Cute.
Yeah, she's
Doesn't make sense, but I love it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I love Atlas. Oh, he's so cool.
Atlas.
Oh gosh, those eyelashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this isn't even the sexiest version of Atlas.
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
man
this is
Atlas.
a sexy version of
There's
Atlas,
a
is
man.
it?
There's a man Atlas, but there wasn't a picture of him. The red one is the 2003 Atlas. But Atlas is a combat robot that Tokugawa, a wealthy man, commissions Dr. Tenma to build, but in the process, Dr. Tenma basically builds a robot to rival Astro that he can use to fulfill Astro's potential.
Sorry, I'm just very quickly. There is Man Atlas.
Oh, I was just gonna link that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Man Atlas, very cool.
Yes. Sexy boy. Pluto.
Yay,
Pluto is a
Pluto.
robot created with Shadow, who's another sort of baddie, whose mission is to become the strongest robot in the world. He interacts with Adam and the others and begins to develop emotions like friendship and companionship, and begins to question why he's fighting in the first place. And then later on, a dark Pluto appears who does not have any of his newfound emotion. And these are some of the other baddies in Astro Boy. You have Rock Holmes, who's a psychic and criminal genius who can manipulate any living thing at will and a master of disguise. You have Skunk, who's like a mafia boss. You have Acetylene Lamp, who's a company president, politician, and anti-AI roboticist. He's basically like a Republican at the moment. Like he's a human supremacist who doesn't accept any other intelligence other than humans, and goes about using his power and influence and all that kind of thing to foment hatred against robots, and sets in motion a robo-human war.
Wow.
And Hameg runs the robot circus where Dr. Tenma abandons his child to. In the original and in the 2003 version, he runs an underground robot fighting ring.
Oh no, that means that they've run out of
the
ideas.
Oh my god.
I really need a shark jumper mode.
Yeah.
It just kind of looks like they got the work experience kid to draw Skunk.
Aw.
Well, that's his
Sorry.
very old version. He has a slightly updated look in the anime. But yeah. Okay, so Astro Boy, of course, lives on various forms. There are video games and merchandise up the wazoo and all these kind of things. But perhaps most interestingly are some of the spin-offs, which I think are pretty good. But basically at its core, Astro Boy is a series about a heroic little boy robot who gets emotions, sort of like, not reverse Pinocchio, but like Pinocchio if it was an action show. Yeah. It's about a boy who wants to be human in a way, and people who don't want him to be human, that kind of thing. It's also about daddy issues and daddies who are dealing with grief and take it out on their children. Yeah. And it's also about racism and how people foment racism and end up getting other results than they might have thought about, such as when they built Robonia, or whatever it's called, in Antarctica, and set in motion a robot war.
I don't know. Do you cover the IMAX film as well?
The IMAX film? No.
Okay, so interesting little thing that I was just reading about, a spin-off or a continuation of the 2002 series. Is Japan's first full-length animated film in large-scale IMAX, which was released in 2005, and it follows onwards the story of that spaceship leaving the planet Earth and go to Titan. So, which I wasn't aware of. I'm like, what? Cool.
Yeah, but anyway, like seriously, like I don't get serious very often, but please go and watch this 2003 version because it's pretty good. There's some cheese in there, but it's very good. Now, other versions of Astro Boy that have come along the way, you have a prequel series, which was a manga and an anime called Atom: The Beginning, which is like a prequel about Elephant and Tenma when they were
so weird
younger.
how you can tell who that is.
Wow.
And that's the sort of precursor to Astro in the beginning. It's only in Japanese in dub, so Quinny won't watch it, but everyone else can.
I will.
Well, there'll be a fan sub out there.
Yeah, I'm sure. And one thing I really wanted to recommend, along with the 2003 series, these both came out at the same time because it was the anniversary of Astro from the original manga. They were like, okay, it's the year of Astro Boy, so lots of things. And basically they got one of Japan's most acclaimed mangakas, Naoki Urasawa, to reimagine Astro Boy. And he reimagined it as a murder mystery, a noir murder mystery called Pluto, which you can see here.
Oh, I've seen that around. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, so this is like a film noir reimagining of the Pluto arc from the manga and the anime. And basically it stars a robot detective named Geschicht, who basically starts investigating when all the strongest robots in the world start being destroyed. And it's really like sad and beautiful and like up there with Blade Runner in terms of like top-notch like science fiction robot emotions, meaning of existence kind of thing. It's really great.
That's cool. I'm gonna look for that.
Yeah. So do go and check that out. That's the reimagined Astro Boy who does not have underwear on in Pluto.
Wow, that's really cool.
So and I believe there have been like at various animation things, there's like this company that's like, we're making an anime of Pluto, but it like was announced years ago and it hasn't really shown up, but that could be like COVID delays and all these kinds of things. And Urasawa, who wrote Pluto, has said he's working on an anime, but we don't know what it is yet, whether it's Pluto or something else.
Okay.
And if you like this, you can go and read Monster, which is also by Urasawa, which is amazing, and also an anime, which is also great, with Liam O'Brien, who in Monster stars as Dr. Tenma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Who is a doctor who has to sort of come to a decision when basically he's a doctor in a hospital and the mayor gets sent in with a heart attack and two little kids come in. They've been shot. One of them's been shot in the head, and he's like, okay, the little kid needs me because I'm the only one who can do the brain surgery to get the bullet out and survive. So the mayor dies and the child lives, and he's going to get fired. And then suddenly people around Dr. Tenma start dying. And it turns out that the little kid he saved is also a sociopathic serial killer that he saved.
Oh, that's
holy shit.
And
That's
so he has
cool.
to make up for his sort of horrible mistake by crusading around Europe, trying to track down this sociopath that he helped create and save. Yeah,
That sounds so cool.
it's
Yeah.
amazing. And it's anime is just as good as the manga. It's pretty much like panel for panel. So if you can watch
All right,
one or the
cool.
other, it's great.
Well, that sounds fucking amazing.
It is called Monster.
Nice.
Okay. That's
Monster.
super cool.
Yes, and that so ends my presentation by Will.
Yay.
Yeah.
That was great.
I'm wondering, what do we think about the 2009 Astro Boy movie?
I never saw it.
You know what?
Yeah.
I've watched it. I think it is underrated for what it is. Like, it has bad points that are like, yeah, okay, bits of it are dumb, but bits of it are really good. It has a really nice little like environmental kind of subtext to it that a lot of Astro Boy doesn't have.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, it has Nick Cage in it, and like, he's weird. He's like in full
is
Nick
weird.
Cage being weird mode.
Yeah.
And like, it's
What do you-
kind of boring, but like, it's not as horrible as it's made out to be. But
Yeah, I feel like it's fairly standard, just like refreshing the accessibility of Astro Boy with a simple story.
yeah,
But
it's
you
a
know,
lot.
the story's
It's a lot
already
simpler,
accessible. So.
but yeah,
Mm.
it's a lot simpler and sort of kidified a little bit, and like the animation isn't like super great, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's a 2009 slightly budge kids movie, but it has a good heart to it, which I think
I agree.
probably is just kind of inherent with adapting Astro Boy, probably.
Yeah.
I certainly hope so. I feel like Astro Boy is one of those things that you've kind of got to work pretty hard to fuck it up, or to not get to the heart of the character, because the character is quite simple and lovable.
Yeah.
And God knows, I have such clear memories of Astro Boy as a kid. You know, my cousin was like very, very in love with him, and turned one of her little baby dolls into a baby of Astro Boy, and sculpted the hair into little points, then cut a thing in the chest so she could fit a D-cell battery into its chest and everything. I was just like,
cute.
So cute. Yeah, so good. Dude, thank you. That was lovely. That was a real trip down the best part of memory lane.
Yeah,
I'm
I
so glad
figured
someone covered
I'm
it.
so glad. Yeah, someone did something that wasn't horrible.
No, I just mean Astro Boy is one of those quintessential things we had to cover. So good job.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, every now and then I try to get like taken slightly seriously for 5 minutes.
Just long enough for us to forget. Give you another chance.
And all the creepy
About
daddy
willies
jokes.
and billies.
Yeah.
If anyone has any ideas for which game show I should rip off next month, I'm taking requests. Now, of course, is the time. Usually we'd get out the old reboot and do that kind of thing, but we thought this month, as we get into Christmas, a time where we're spending time with families and more time at home because work's running in, we thought,
actually
let's
have
talk
some time
about
off.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the shows we've been watching that we think people should watch, and also some of the shows and movies that are coming out as well. That
Sorry,
you can
you've
check
just
out.
suggested Squid Game as your next game show.
Squid Game. That might be
it.
more inherent. Look, it's either Squid Game or Gladiators. So
I was going to say, you're all about Gladiators at the moment. So
yeah,
Let's do
I've
it.
been doing a deep
I'd play
rewatch of Gladiators for some reason.
like, you actually sent me through a link to a YouTube channel that has like the perfect versions of the Australian Gladiators, the ones that
Someone
still
has
have the
master
airing
tapes
things
of
on them.
Gladiators, and I don't know why, but they're all on YouTube, and I've been enjoying it.
Yep. I watched some and I'm like, this is not a show that anyone could make these days, because the likelihood of serious fucking injury is...
Oh yeah, and you see during the show, people are like, "Oh, I broke my ankle," and they're like, "She broke her ankle, but boy, she'll be okay," and boy, we wish her the best. Now here's her replacement.
Yeah. You're like,
Wow.
don't sue us.
I mean, I think Ninja Warrior is probably the closest thing.
Kind of, yeah. And I believe they are trying to reboot American Gladiators, but with WWE wrestlers as the gladiators.
Yes. Yes.
I like the idea, apart from the fact that you know that they're all going to have fuck knees.
Yeah. There was like a new version in Australia, England, and the America in the America and America
The America.
in 2008, and the American one had my favorite gladiator. It was like this big, like blonde woman with pigtails who was called Helga with 2 L's.
Yes. Oh my
It was
god.
amazing.
Not
Best gladiator
Valkyrie or
ever.
Brunhilde or anything
No,
like that. Just
Helga.
Did it have 2 L's? Because that'd make it
Yeah,
even better.
yeah, Helga with 2 L's.
Oh, that's genius.
Yeah, and
Wow.
every time they say it, like, and Helga.
Helga.
Yeah, and it's hosted by Hulk Hogan and
Oh.
Layla Ali for some
Oh
reason.
my god. Jesus Christ.
Sure.
Oh, sure you did.
So what are
Well-
we doing this week instead of the video?
So I thought we'd take a look at some of the shows we've been watching this month, some of the stuff that's come out. Of course, everyone's been watching and talking about Arcane, the League of
Yeah.
Legends spin-off animated series. Does anyone here watched Arcane?
Not yet.
I've
I've
I
been told
have.
it's good.
Yeah,
It's
I've
really
just seen
good,
a lot
actually.
about it, but I'm not
Hmm.
familiar with the games. Somehow avoided that.
Neither
So.
am I, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
it's
cool.
just a good watercolor paint kind of style to
Yeah,
it.
I've never seen anything quite like that, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you
It
can watch it in
reminds me
4K,
of
it's great.
Love, Death and Robots a bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, elements of that, but like there's something so painterly about it that it's just like, fuck, yeah. And the good thing is, yeah, you don't have to know anything about League of Legends, anything about that world. It's all just, it's kind of, you know, a steampunky, diesel punky kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, every
And,
frame of this trailer is beautiful.
Yeah. And the main character, Vi, is voiced by Haley Steinfeld, who's also in Hawkeye at the moment.
Cool.
And I believe the Aussie guy, Remy He, who's in Spider-Man and a bunch of other stuff, is that guy
All right.
in the show as well.
So
Arcane is a hearty recommendation.
Yeah, and it has already been picked up for a second season. Though, as somebody said to me earlier today, it took 6 years to make of this. So, how long's the second season going to take? And it was all done in house at Riot or whatever the company's name is. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a French animation studio doing the animation on it. It's pretty cool. So Arcane is really good. Also, that has come out this month, just recently, of course, part 2 of Masters of the Universe Revelation. At the end of season 1, not to spoil anything, Skeletor had the power.
Yes.
Has anyone been diving into Masters of the Universe?
Not yet.
No,
I've
this is
seen
what
all
I'm-
of part 1 and I'm dying to see part 2.
Yeah. I'm very, very excited about diving into part 2 and have been trying to find a time this week to actually sit down. It's probably going to be tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Oh, bye, Dion.
Oh, Dion's leaving us. He doesn't love us anymore.
Email us about the robo ring.
Oh, so we can post you
Yeah.
out the ring.
Yeah.
Since you won, apparently.
Yeah.
And
Whatever
ruined
that
all my
means.
games. Yeah.
So yes, once again, I'm just playing
Mark
it in the
Hamill's
background.
always great, and Lena Headey gets a bit more to work with in season 2.
Yes.
And I'm imagining it's going to be doing an awful lot of heavy lifting and telling all of the people who bitched and moaned about the first half of it to just chill the fuck out, maybe.
Ooh, I like her bat costume.
Yeah,
Hell yes.
a little bit, but also kind of like it also kind of doesn't tell them to chill and tells them to just go with it, you know?
Sit and stew, fuckers.
Yeah, like it.
Yeah.
It doesn't go like, and He-Man's back and everything's normal.
Okay.
Like that is not what part 2 is. So don't
Right.
go in expecting that.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go.
No, it's fine. I was moving on.
Please do. I've had nothing more to say.
Oh, good. Also, that came out this month was the Blade Runner anime, Blade Runner Black Lotus, which is on Crunchyroll, and is okay. I've only watched a couple of episodes so far. It's pretty good. It's by the people who did Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, but
Oh, cool.
not quite up to that stands, like at the
Oh.
standard of Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, the Netflix CGI series,
Oh.
which was
Mm.
also okay once it got going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
it's
I've looked at a bit of it, and like it does. The world stuff is really nice. The actual character animation, not as cool. And you've kind of got to do a bit of hunting around to find either an English dub or not, because mostly the easiest way to find it is with the original Japanese. So your choice in that sense.
yeah, it's okay. Like I wouldn't say like rush out and watch it or anything like that. Like it's
Yeah, I've looked at a bit, and I was, it's pretty-ish,
Yeah, it has moments of looking really good, and then just moments where you're like, yeah, this looks like a PS2 game.
Yeah, which is a shame, because I mean, like, it's Blade Runner. You really shouldn't be thinking, oh, this looks a bit shit.
Yeah.
You would have think that they'd put a lot
This
of money
trailer
into it.
makes it look really pretty.
Yeah, and this is like the pretty shots.
Oh.
And it's a shame because like when Blade Runner 2049 came out, they did like this, like 2D hand-drawn thing that was directed by Watanabe, who did Cowboy Bebop and all that kind of stuff. And he's a consulting producer on this, but he's not like writing it or anything like that. And it's a shame because like if they had carried that on, it would have been cool. But not to be. But not bad, and like worth checking out for an episode or two and see if you like it.
Okay.
Yeah. Also new in November in the US, season 2 of the Animaniacs reboot has started. Sure it will continue in its way of not being available in Australia for some reason.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
Yar.
Genlock season 2, the Michael B. Jordan anime, has started as well. Has anyone seen Genlock? I did not watch season 1 of it.
No, I haven't watched any of it.
Yeah. I hear it's really good, but I also heard it's kind of generic as well. So I don't know. But he got all his star friends to be in it.
Like, yeah, there's some big names in this. Dakota Fanning, Maisie Williams, David Tennant.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and it's that thing of like, okay, well, you got big names, but
to me, this feels like someone was like, "Hey, Michael B. Jordan openly loves
put your
anime.
name on this
Let's
anime."
make him do a TV show."
I believe he had something to do with writing it and creating it. Like it's
Yeah, but like, how much did they pay him to do it?
Well,
because
yeah,
it feels like that's probably not something he'd do in his own time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks kind of cool. I'll give it a look, but also I'm not a massive fan of the 2D animation over 3D character stuff. Like,
yeah, it looks a bit clunky in this, to be honest.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where I'm like, nah, not into it.
Like
Something
it still looks like 90s level.
Yeah,
what do you call it?
CG. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the Critical Role show, The Legend of Vox Machina, coming out. I don't know how many of us watched Critical Role, but yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's been in the works for a really long time.
Yeah. When's that coming out? Soon.
I think February.
As soon as I can
Early
get
February.
the fucking screen to work, I'll put it up. And here we go. There you go. Come back. All right, let's do that full screen. Because yes, very exciting. I'm a critter, a big time critter, and so yeah, seeing this is very yes, bidet critters, very exciting. And I just
might
think
check it out.
yeah. Oh look,
Because I don't
very
have
worth
enough
it.
time to get involved with Critical Role.
Yeah.
Oh, there are animated recaps now, Jill. If you want to get a bit of a head start on it.
Yeah, they're quite actually. They're
Oh.
kind of handy. They're real cute.
Okay.
Short
Yeah.
little 5-minute things to go. Hey, here are these characters. Here's how you
Mm.
catch up or whatever. But
Yeah, 5 minutes versus 4 hours each episode.
Yeah.
exactly. I think
Cool.
this series is going to be a great way to jump onto it. And
Yeah.
also, I think there is a really fucking cool thing in something that was created by a bunch of nerdy ass voice actors playing D&D around their fucking TV, their table, that is now a full blown animated series. That's
And I mean,
fucking
it's
cool.
probably going to be a shit ton better than the Dungeons and Dragons animated movie ever was.
On that note, Animates the series is coming soon.
yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Also in cinemas out, which
Sorry,
stars Stephanie
pronounce that differently?
Beatriz and John Leguizamo and Diane Guerrero from Doom Patrol and Wilma Valmerando.
It looks so fun.
Yeah, it looks good. Apparently it's like the next Frozen.
Yeah, just a wholesome time.
I believe that
Lin-Manuel
press screenings have
Miranda-
already gone out.
Yes. Yeah, it's
Yes, it
out
does
in
look
cinemas in America already and slightly delayed here.
Isn't
It's
everything?
always funny listening to Stephanie using her own voice instead of Rosa from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. It does look lovely. Like it's sort of got a real beautiful
Yeah.
style.
This movie represents the bisexual struggle.
Right. Yes. Oh, it looks lovely. I'm very keen for it, and I do love that there is a whole bunch of sort of thing of going. Okay, we need to look at the other cultures that we're not representing, and go. Okay.
Yeah, the people that aren't white that make up the rest of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
Like I loved Coco, and that didn't get enough hype.
Oh, yeah, Coco was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the chat, if you haven't seen Coco, please watch it on a day when you're feeling emotionally stable.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to be careful with that. Oh no, my internet's falling over.
Do you want me to start sharing some stuff?
Oh, that's okay. Oh yeah.
So also coming out this month on the 30th on Netflix is a really cool, and you won't hear about it won't be trailers everywhere or anything like that, but it's a French animated adaptation of a Japanese manga called The Summit of the Gods, and it's about this mountaineer climbing Mount Everest with a journalist who's asked to tag along. Apparently really beautiful and winning a ton of awards and everything like that. The animation is beautiful. And it's coming out on the 30th on Netflix.
Nice.
Seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that it's one of those animated films that's not necessarily about gods and monsters or anything like that. It is literally about climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah. And then on November 25th, which I guess is now,
yesterday.
Of course, the hotly anticipated Millerverse continued on Netflix after the roaring success of Jupiter's Legacy. The anime portion of it, called Super Crooks, is out now. I suppose a team of supervillains in animated form, apparently set to receive a live action series in the future, probably an alternate future through some kind of portal where it doesn't suck.
So it's still with the dog people, is it?
I'm not sure whether it's actually tied to the Miller, the other Miller thing. Hang on, it's not working. Yeah, my internet is struggling big time. Actually, no, it's just my computer that's struggling big time. Come on, you can do it.
Adsky says he's looking forward to seeing Ron's Gone Wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seen a couple trailers for that.
Oh, I watched oh god, what was that? It was on Netflix. Shit, I'm gonna have to Google what it was called.
Animated film or
No, it was a series. It's an animated show about the people that work behind the scenes. They're basically like the Illuminati that run the United States.
Oh,
I've forgotten what it's called. What's it called?
Yeah.
like
It's
Deep
by the
State
guy
or
who
something,
did
but
Gravity Falls. Yeah.
Yes, it was fantastic.
Is
It
it
was so
good?
good. Yeah, because I
Okay.
mean, I really like Alex Hirsch's stuff. Like Gravity Falls was fantastic, and I'll say it again: if you guys in the chat,
Inside Job.
and even you guys, Inside Job, thank you, have not seen Gravity Falls, watch Gravity Falls.
Amy, if you liked,
Over the Garden
Oh,
Wall.
Over the Garden
Yeah.
Wall, like
You
Amy
will
said
love
about
Gravity Falls.
Falls.
Mitchell's versus the Machines is also
Oh,
like
that was so good.
Yeah.
his and friends' projects, and now this is like his mate's new project, Inside Job. It was very funny.
Yeah.
Has anyone
Oh,
seen The Owl House?
No,
Yes!
but I've been wanting to.
That's another Alex Hirsch one. If you love
So
Owl House,
good.
you will love Gravity Falls. Yes. Owl
That's a
House
good
is
one.
great too.
If you love Twin Peaks, you'll love Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
Yes. Slightly more comedy in Gravity Falls.
Yeah. Looking ahead to December, the new series of Fast and Furious spy races is
Yeah.
coming out on December
Something to look
17th.
forward
As
to.
nobody gave a fuck about.
It stars Paul Big Show White, Danny Trejo, and some other people I've never heard of. It's the final season. What a shock.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also,
the spy
December
racers meet their match in a mysterious villain who steals their spy tech.
No. How dare.
Yeah. Also in December, we get the next series of Jurassic Park Camp Cretaceous, which is well worth checking out. It's a very much aimed at younger audiences and stuff like that, but it's actually pretty good Jurassic Park stuff, and it'll fill the gap until Jurassic whatever the next film is.
Yeah.
Universe.
Yeah.
Now, if you are a Pokemon fan or you've been playing the new Pokemon remake of Diamond and Pearl, which just came out, the next bit of Pokemon Evolutions, the short animation series they've been doing on YouTube, is dropping starting December 2nd. They're going back and forth, back through the different generations. December is in the Sinnoh region, and then the Hoenn region, Johto, and then Kanto, which is Gen 1 on December 23rd, right in time for Christmas.
I don't know what that is, but I'm going to look for it.
It's basically like little 5 to 10 minute short animations, which covers like pivotal moments from the Pokemon games, but really nicely animated. And
fun.
Yeah, they're just like little cute things that you can watch in 5 minutes, a bit like the short ones they did a few years ago, going through some of the games.
Cool. I can't get into the new games. There's too much to do. It's like, just give me my bike.
Yeah.
I just want a bike.
Yeah, and like, I was pretty skeptical about the Diamond and Pearl remakes because they look kind of like shoddy, but
I don't want to do beauty contests. I don't want to make Pokemon food. I just want a bike and I want to fight gym leaders. That's all I want to do. It's too complicated now.
Yeah. The next little arc of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures is coming out on Netflix.
Oh man, that is too much for me. I struggle with JoJo.
Yeah. Also coming out in December, Agretsuko Season 4. Stand By Me Doraemon 2. And something called SEAL Team. And also something called Centaur World, which looks
I've watched a bit of that. It's very strange.
It's about a world where like teddy bears and it's centaurs and unicorns or something like that live, and like the unicorns have been killing the teddy bears or something like that.
It's
kind of an
very
adult
strange.
thing. Yeah.
It's got a bit of the feel of Adventure Time and stuff like that. It's got that Pendleton Ward feel about it,
Okay.
without but yeah, kind of weirder. It's on Netflix now, and you can check it out. There's some weird shit in there. One that I'm actually excited about for next year, and I'm going to attempt to share this shit, but this could be a bad idea.
Why don't you let me do it? Let me do it.
Okay.
Let me do it.
Okay, let's see whether you can. So
What's it
it's
called?
the movie is coming out early next year, and it is DC League of Super Pets.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, I saw the trailer the other day. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, what isn't fucking Dwayne Johnson in these days?
Yeah.
Like, I'm
he's,
surprised there's no jungle in this movie, because I'm pretty sure jungles are
Well,
like
there's gotta be at
sick
some
right
point.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll see Crypto in the jungle. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Well, Welcome to the Jungle. No, he did a film called Welcome to the Jungle, didn't he?
Yeah, Jumanji.
Oh,
Jumanji
there was
2 is
another one
Welcome
called
to the Jungle.
There's another one called The Rundown or something like that, which is also called Welcome to the Jungle.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, just to confuse.
And there was a
them.
jungle in fucking Red Notice as well.
Yes.
Oh, you were sharing it. Cool. I couldn't see it.
Wake up, buddy.
I don't know.
It is walk o'clock.
Oh. Whose internet is this now?
I should let him sleep.
Not mine.
Mine.
Okay.
Bit laggy.
And I'm up. Okay. We'll go for a walk. I have
Bit of John Williams there.
Superman.
Let me just iron that out. They should call me Iron Man. No. My dog's the best, but he's not the greatest with other animals.
What is new with you, fellow normal dog?
I bit the
God,
FedEx
me.
guy the other day.
Who was he working for? General Zod, the Legion of Doom?
FedEx.
Of course, the Federation of X's. Not to be trusted.
What is taking my owner so long?
Well. If it isn't the Justice League.
Superman?
What's going on?
You're super strong. I should be a lot more dead right now, right?
My best friend is in danger, and you have to help me.
Well, we're just a bunch of shelter pets. But they're stronger than you think.
The mighty Oink. I didn't see anything. Show on wheels.
Where the heck am I?
Indestructidog.
Great.
I'm the only one who didn't get any superpowers.
When one has an abundance of power, they have a certain duty to use that power to...
Sorry. You were saying something?
How much did you have to drink?
I had 2 toilet bowls and a bidet. Bidet too, which is crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing. But it's like a dog water fountain.
Oh.
Out of the way, cat child. Hey, deploy canine shield.
What is a canine?
Evade! Excellent shielding. That seemed incredibly painful.
Anybody want to switch powers?
All right, that looks pretty fun. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
I wish that didn't look fun.
Yeah, I mean, the concept of it sounds fucking terrible, but then the execution, you're like, okay, I'm on with it.
Yeah, like Secret Life of Pets, not interested at all. For some reason, superhero pets.
Yeah, different thing altogether.
Secret Origins, however, I'm into it.
And when do we get the animated movie about the car?
Oh, there is the animated series about cars.
Yeah.
What is that called?
Forgotten.
Oh
Minority.
yeah.
Yeah. like
Also
DC
on the DC front, Young Justice season 4 has started, and it's awesome.
I need to watch it. Where can I watch it?
It's on HBO Max, but I'm
okay.
sure you can sort of finagle your
Yeah,
way around
I'll find
because season 3 still hasn't come to Australia yet.
I'm sure I've watched it though.
Yeah, but it's like a bit of a return to form after season 3, which some people didn't like as much.
Yeah,
But
kind of
here's-
went off the rails.
Yeah, but here's the trailer for it if you want to have a look.
Oh, please, yeah.
Oops, sorry, there you go.
The heroes of Young Justice have grown into leaders.
McGann, Connor, and Garfield are on their own.
But right now, fighting bad guys is the least of their worries.
At some point, we decide who we want to be.
No one on the team is perfect.
You broke the rules. Makes me want to break some rules too.
And sometimes, being a superhero isn't so super at all.
There are some things you just can never prepare for, and some things you can never get over. What do we do? Pull your energies into me.
The heroes you love always fight for what's right.
Surrender or die.
That was my favorite clipboard. This season, they'll fight for something more.
No more angst! No more meddling! You'll all die today!
And the choices they make
We decide who we want to be.
Man, for a minute, I thought I lost you too.
will alter the DC universe forever. Young Justice Phantoms, now streaming only on HBO Max.
I like it.
Cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
so
Clarion.
it's been really good so far. And in fact, after this, I'm going to go and watch the new episode.
Cool.
Well, we've all got a heap
Oh, it
of
was
good stuff
Clarion,
to be
all
watching.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we hope we've set you up for a good December or late November of viewing shows and movies
Very
and
cool.
what have you.
Yeah.
So next month we'll do something Christmassy, but we don't know what or quite how we're going to do it yet. It might be a bit earlier than usual just because of Christmas and all that kind of stuff and
Yeah.
what everyone's up to, but we'll work something out. It might be pre-recorded or it might be live a bit earlier.
We'll work it out.
Or something, but it will be Christmas month because it's Christmas month.
Yay.
We'll
I'm
either
excited.
talk about probably favorite Christmas episodes of
Yeah.
shows because there's
Yeah.
not really any Christmas series. But if you want to talk about a movie, that's cool.
I
I'm
think
just
we're-
saying, Tokyo Godfathers exists. So
I think we're going
Polar.
animated still, Missy, so Alpha's not on the table.
I mean, some would say that Will Ferrell is the animated human being, but but yes. Nice. And yes, maybe best Christmas movies for people who hate Christmas. If you hate Christmas, that's also an option. That is definitely a way of life.
Die Hard is the best Christmas movie when you hate Christmas.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Oh God, that's even darker.
Or if you just hate yourself.
Mm. Wow.
And if you want to be uplifted, Tokyo Godfathers. Lovely.
Nice.
Okay.
It's been awesome.
Cool.
Thank you.
Well-
I have had a wonderful night tonight. It's been great.
Cool, and I think we've all learned that we will never revisit letters and numbers or willies and billies again. That didn't go down well.
Oh, I don't know. It was fun.
Right.
Okay, it was fucking hard.
Apparently not, according to Jill.
Was
So,
not my favorite.
no, I caught
Right.
that.
Lovely. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you to all of you for joining us. As usual, this will show up on YouTube very soon. Tuesday.
Might
we are
need to do some editing on that. Put some bleeps in.
God. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
might not
this-
pass YouTube muster, buddy.
Actually, it's not the swearing that YouTube has a problem with. It's all the clips of shit that we show.
Yeah.
That's where we run into the problems.
Yeah. I'm one
yeah.
for saying like, hey guys, look, watch it live or you've missed the chance.
Oh, you're a hard man. Hard man.
No
down
catch
there.
up, baby.
Wow.
I want my
Harsh.
residuals if you're rerunning it.
Right. Well, yes, please come on back Tuesday. We're talking about Foundation, not the makeup, a TV series. I mean, we could do
Thank
one
you,
on
Missy.
Foundation.
I appreciate that so much.
Lovely. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Will.
Oh, I'm sorry, Disco Kaboom, but go watch it in catch up.
Yeah.
Oh
good.
my goodness. We've been gone for 2.5 hours. Yeah. We're going to bed now. Bye-bye.
Sorry, buddy.
Goodbye.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
See you later from goodbye from your robot daddy.
And mummy.
And mommy.
Friday night with the moon's full glow, I was out at the club with the music thumping. Over Thundera, Graymalkin Lane as the bass bumped off the side of Snake Mountain. Jim on the stage with the hologram girls. Next up, Allison Blair to light the start of a night at the bar at the end of the world that my mind can't erase. There were 10 in the bed and the Thundercats said roll over, roll over. There were 9 in the bed and the Amazon said roll over, roll over. So we all